Hi, everyone. Welcome to Chem 1130, General Chemistry 1. My name is Dr. Brock, and I will be your teacher this semester. So I want to take a few minutes here to go over some important information with you about how things look in Canvas and how you can access things in Canvas. So when you go to the homepage, it should look very similar to this. I have it in student mode so that my screen looks like what a student's screen would look like. And when you first log in, you should see some announcements. If you downloaded an old version of the syllabus, please make sure that you get rid of that old version, and here's the new syllabus. So download that. And then the other announcement is I have information up here on how to sign up for Remind. Remind is a feature that allows you to text me anytime you have a question. A lot of students don't like using email because they think it takes too long or it's just a pain. So if you would rather text me, Remind is an app that allows you to text me a question privately. So it doesn't show your phone number and it doesn't show my phone number. It's just a double-blind way of communication. So all you do is you go to this link and you sign up, and then that way you can text me if you would like to text a question. I only respond to questions between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern time. And if you send something outside of that time frame, just know that I'll respond to it probably the next day. Also, make sure that you say your name and what class you're in when you send a question, because I don't know anything about who this message is coming from unless you tell me. Okay, so just wanted to tell you about Remind. And then while we're talking about the syllabus, let's go ahead and look at that, because there's some really important information in here. So there's our description and what you're going to learn. Here's the supply list. Our homework is going to be run through Mastering Chemistry. We'll talk about how to do that in a minute. We're going to be doing our labs through Kitchen Chemistry, which is below. Here are your options for the textbook. You can either find a free one online, you can buy an e-text with your Mastering Chem subscription, or if you want to go buy the actual hard copy of the book, there's the information on that. And you're also going to need a scientific calculator. This course is completely online. We're not going to be meeting on campus. And so it's your responsibility to make sure that you have good internet connection that is reliable. If you're ever in a situation where your internet is not so great, you can always come to campus and go to the library. And so I just want to make sure that you're aware that this is a fully online course with no on-campus meetings. And if you would like to submit any of your work early, that's fine, but I will not accept late work without approved documentation. And travel, by the way, is not a reason for missing a deadline. So if you're on the sports team and you've got a game coming up, make sure you get your stuff taken care of in advance, that sort of thing. Here's the grading policy. Here's information on exams and quizzes. You're going to take 3 exams and 1 final, and that will be through Canvas. Exams have a time limit of 3 hours. Quizzes do not have a time limit, and you only get 1 attempt. Okay, so if you submit your quiz and you say, oh man, I messed up, well, better luck next time, right? Because you only get one attempt at a quiz. So I'll show you how to take a quiz. It's very straightforward. And by the way, Canvas calls everything a quiz, even if it's an exam, so don't let that mess you up. Just a reminder too, I don't take exams and quizzes late. So if the exam is due at 11:59 and you start taking the exam at 11 o'clock, that only gives you 59 minutes to complete it. So please watch your time carefully, okay? Here's Mastering Chemistry information. This course ID changes from semester to semester. So if you're ever needing that ID, it's always in the syllabus, and it will change every semester. So just FYI. You just log into Canvas, you click this button right here, My Lab and Mastering, then you go through the prompt and you enter the course ID and you're on your way. If you bought your code from the bookstore, you just enter it right here on Canvas, or you can pay directly yourself with PayPal or a credit card, Or if you're waiting on financial aid or a scholarship or something like that, and you're not able to pay right now, you can click the button temporary access for 14 days. And that'll give you 2 weeks to come up with a way to pay for that. And then at the end, you can also get help if you need help with that. Okay, so there's that. All right, this semester, our experiments are going to be through kitchen chemistry. That means we're going to be doing our experiments at home, and we're going to be doing our experiments with kitchen type items. So this is the supply list. And by the way, lab is mandatory. Okay, it's not optional. The best you can hope for in this class is a D, even if you've got all A's on everything else, if you don't do lab. Okay, it is mandatory. You can't learn chemistry without doing a lab. So here are the materials that you need to purchase if you don't already have them laying around your house. And then these are things that you probably already have. Like, I'm guessing you have toothpaste. I'm guessing you have shampoo and bowls and a ruler. But go over this list and make sure that you have all these things, so that when you go to the grocery store, you can get everything all at once. So that's what you'll be purchasing for lab this semester, and just get yourself a box and keep all your lab stuff there together. Let's see, moving on. The way you're going to do this, I'll show you. You're just going to download the instructions, and then you'll do the experiment, and then you'll write a report, and I'll show you where to upload that. All right, so for lecture, when I used to teach on campus, I recorded all my lectures. So I have recordings of actual lectures from previous semesters where I was literally teaching these exact topics. And so I just recorded all my lectures. They're several years old now, but the material has not changed. And so you can watch me just like you were a student in the class on campus. You'll hear other students asking questions and all that good stuff. So those are all on my YouTube channel, and they're also embedded in Canvas. Extra credits available on Mastering Chemistry. You'll see it in there. Here's some policies for you to read over on your own. Here's about how much time you should allot each week to doing activities, for videos, for homework, for lab, etc. Here are some of the common questions I get answered. I get emailed most frequently, so you can read over those if you have questions trying to troubleshooting. Here's some support services for you that you can check out. And here is the most important part of this semester's schedule. And every semester, obviously, these dates will change. But if you are in spring of 2022, these are your due dates. Module 1, which is the same thing as Unit 1, is due February 12th, Unit 2, March 12th, Unit 3, April 9th, Unit 4, May 7th. So if you are watching this video at some semester other than spring of 22, obviously check your syllabus for your specific dates. And the number one reason why students do not do well in online classes is that they fall behind on the schedule. So this is the schedule that I really want you to print out, post somewhere where you do your homework, put these dates in your phone. This is like your key to success in the class right here. So I've broken each unit up into 2 columns. What do you need to do to learn the material? And then what do you actually need to turn in? The stuff in the how to learn the material column, I do not grade. The stuff in the what to turn in column, I do grade. Okay. So if you want to know, how am I supposed to learn the material? Well, here are the textbook sections to read. These are the lecture recordings. Oops. These are the lecture recordings that you need to watch. And again, those are recordings of actual real lectures that I gave to real students. Here are the notes, and the notes go along with these lectures. So what I recommend doing is download the notes packet and have those with you while you're watching those lectures, and then you can follow along. And then in Canvas, I have practice problems. Those are optional, but practicing is a really good way to find out whether or not you know the material. If you try some practice problems and you get every single one of them wrong, I've got the answer keys in there so you can know if you're getting them wrong. If you try practice problems and you bomb it, you get a horrible grade, well, then you should probably go back and re-watch those lectures or try again before you start taking things that are actually for a grade. So these are the things that are for a grade. Your first 2 labs in Unit 1, measurement, chemical and physical changes. Your first homework sets in Mastering Chemistry. these quizzes, syllabus quiz, elements quiz, lab safety quiz, polyatomic ions quiz, and nomenclature quiz, and then exam 1. And then that's how it all works for unit 1. That's when it's due. Then you go to unit 2 and you've got the exact same thing. What to do, what to turn in. And then you go to unit 3, what to do, what to turn in. And then unit 4, what to do, what to turn in. Okay, so really, really take some time and put these dates in your phone or your calendar or somewhere where you will stay on top of them, because again, the number one reason why students are not successful in online courses is because they fall behind on the schedule and they don't stay on top of the schedule. So you're really going to have to set yourself up so that you can hold yourself to a schedule, because you're not going to see me on person, right? I'm not going to be there every week to remind you, hey, don't forget to do this. You're going to have to be responsible for scheduling yourself and making yourself work on homework and make yourself work on lab and make yourself study for tests. So just please, please, please put this information somewhere safe. All right, so when we go to the modules button, this introductory materials modules, just basic information about the course. Here's some more how-tos. This is a good one for you to read. How to make yourself work when you just don't want to. I think that would be a nice read, especially in an online class where you have to be your own motivator right there. I've got some information on just how to study, how to prepare for tests. You're going to be doing writing. You're going to write 12 lab reports this semester. So here's a handout on how to write. Here are some handouts on basic algebra. If you haven't had algebra in a while and you need to brush up on how to do algebra, there you go. Here's a little calculator. You know, students will email me at the end of the semester. What do I need to get on the final if I want to get a B in the class? Well, here's a little worksheet that'll help you with that. Here's how to use Excel if you need to make a graph, if you have older versions versus a newer version. And all of these are all about graphing as well. All right, so for kitchen chemistry, this is where your instructions are. I only have the first 3 labs in here right now, but I will be adding those later today. So don't panic if you see that there are only 3 in there right now. I'm putting them all in later this week. This is the supply list again, and this is how you're going to write your report. So just download that file and have that handy. All right, so this course is broken up into 3 units, Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3. Each unit has lectures. So if you open it up, here's the lectures that you need to watch. Anytime it says full lecture, that's a full lecture. And then these ones next underneath it that says short video, you know, maybe you just want to watch a little review. Like maybe you're really good at the metric system and you're like, you know what, I can do the metric system in my sleep. I don't want to watch a 2-hour lecture. Okay, you can come down here and you can just watch this little review of the metric system. And so that's me, and here I am. It's just a mini lecture on the metric system. So maybe you don't want to watch the full 2 hours, you could watch the short version. And by the way, if you ever click on a link and it doesn't automatically show my smiling face, just click this top bar and it'll open it in YouTube. So let's say that you're going to watch this one. See, sometimes it doesn't connect and it gives you that sad face. Just click right here at the top and it will open it in YouTube. All right, so today we're going to finish up. All right, so that's what happens there. If for some reason it doesn't load in Canvas, just click the title and it'll open it in a new window. All right, so let's see. Those are the videos. Here are the notes. You just click on the ones you want and you download them. And I would have those handy while I'm watching my lecture videos. And then here are the practice problems. And then they have the answer keys as well so that you can grade your work. All right, now while we're on the subject of lab, you're going to need to follow this protocol, how to write a lab report. And it's pretty straightforward. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Just tell me. So you open this file and every time you write a report, you need to have this information. You need to have the name, the title, an introduction, and I've defined what an introduction is, predictions, your procedure that you did, your data tables, all your data tables, pictures from what you did in the instruction, in the procedure, and then your conclusions. And then this is the rubric that I'm going to use to grade all your lab reports. I'm going to use the exact same rubric to grade all 12 reports. So make sure when you're submitting your lab report that it always contains these components, and you will be successful in writing your labs. And so when you are ready to turn in a lab, go to modules, close this stuff so it's not so much to look at. Go to the very bottom where it says assessments, lab 1. So you just go click on it and you hit start assignment, and then you just upload your file. Click choose file, hit submit, then it goes in for me to grade. And that actually should say 30, not 20. So I'll go back in and fix that, but that's how you would upload a lab report. When you are ready to take an exam or a quiz, it's all in this same module called assessments. So if you're ready to take an exam, this hasn't been updated, but that's okay. When you're ready to take a test, you go here, it gives you the instructions. It says, okay, you can use the reference page and a calculator. You have 3 hours to complete this test, and make sure you stay within that 3-hour window, because if you go to 3 hours and 1 minute, it's going to count you as a 0. Okay, so just FYI. And then also, I haven't updated the deadline on that yet, but it'll be at 11:59, the day it's due. I think it's February 12th for 2022. But if you start the test at 10 o'clock, that's only going to give you 2 hours to complete it. So just be mindful of when you're going to start these things. All right, that's how to take an exam, and then how to take a quiz. When you're taking an exam or a quiz, you may use this reference page. You may not need all this stuff for every single exam or quiz, but you are welcome to have it handy while you are taking your exam or quiz. So that's just, excuse me, that's just information that you can have available while you're taking exams. And let's see. For Mastering Chem, you click that button. You go through this process, say that you agree, da 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 da. And then once you've registered, you are ready to, next time you'll just click that button and you'll do your homework sets right there, and you'll be off to the races. If you need a copy of the syllabus, oh, that's the old one. So this should be updated later today. That's not my syllabus, that's someone else's, but my syllabus will appear when you click this button later on today. If you ever want to check your grades, here's where you go to do that. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward course. It's pretty straightforward in how to do things. And if you have any questions about anything, please feel free to reach out to me via email or by remind. Otherwise, I'm looking forward to our semester, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.